This is a News 9 special presentation, Surviving the Storm.
Hi, I'm News 9 Chief Meteorologist Gary England. We're proud to bring you this special presentation, Surviving the Storm. I hope this weather safety classroom will help you and your family stay safe during severe weather. And as always, stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised. Most days, Oklahomans enjoy picture-perfect weather.
Watch me.
Sunny and clear. But in an instant,
I did it.
the skies over the Sooner State can turn nasty. The clouds take on eerie shades of green and black. The winds pick up. The hail comes pounding down. You may hear the roll of thunder and see the flash of lightning. The rain may fall. And if the conditions are just right, one of the fiercest and most devastating forces of nature will twist its way out of the clouds to the land below. You know, in Oklahoma, we have a great deal of severe weather. Severe thunderstorms produce lightning and flash flooding and strong damaging winds and hail and tornadoes. Most people are afraid of tornadoes. I maintain if you have a healthy respect for tornadoes and know what to do, you'll be just fine. You need to keep in mind that most tornadoes are small, most of them are not on the ground very long, and most of them don't do very much.
Kurt, there's a tornado warning.
A lot of severe weather in Oklahoma. Once again, know your safety precautions and you'll be just fine.
How do thunderstorms form?
In Oklahoma, most severe weather comes from severe thunderstorms. And very briefly, to have a thunderstorm or to have a cloud, you have to have air that's going up. And so once we have air that's going up, we need warm, moist air really to be going up. Then if you have the proper wind conditions in the upper atmosphere and on the surface, it may keep going up until it finally forms this large thunderstorm. And from that can come various types of weather. Some of it good, some of it a little bit bad at times. Anybody have a question about thunderstorms?
If I'm playing outside or riding my bike and I hear thunder, should I go inside?
Anytime you hear thunder and you're outside, that's not a good sign. It means lightning is nearby. It's extremely dangerous. So, you know, what I would do, you know, I would make sure I looked around very quickly. If it's extremely close, I would probably get off my bicycle. You know, and I'd walk my bicycle to the nearest house or your house or wherever, or the closest shelter.
What is the difference between a thunderstorm watch and warning?
They're pretty descriptive. If you think about it, it says severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Well, basically it says you just kind of watch out, don't you? And usually a severe thunderstorm watch is for a large area. It might cover a third of Oklahoma. A severe thunderstorm warning means there's actually a severe thunderstorm in progress. Large damaging hail, strong damaging winds. Sometimes we'll put a warning out just on intense lightning. But a warning means that a severe thunderstorm is underway, and that covers a small area. Maybe Oklahoma County, maybe Canadian County, just one or two little counties.
Where does lightning come from?
Lightning is one of my favorite subjects. Who in here has a boyfriend or girlfriend? There's some here, okay. Well, there's kind of an attraction there, isn't there? You know, sometimes, you know, there's an attraction between the boy and the girl. you know, and lightning is kind of the same way. You have this thunderstorm that goes up, and there's a lot of motion in there. There are negative charges, positive charges, and they attract each other. And when positive charges develop on the ground, they'll be attracted to those negative charges up in the cloud. And as these charges build up in the thunderstorm, this attraction between the thunderstorm and the ground gets stronger and stronger. Now, who was it that had the boyfriend and the girlfriends? Okay. And it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Finally, it connects.
During lightning, why do they tell us to stay away from tall trees and structures?
As I say, normally lightning strikes the tallest point. And so if you run over and get under a tree beneath a telephone pole and it's sticking up there, because remember that lightning's coming down, 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 it's looking for the point of least resistance, and the charges on the surface will flow up through that tree and flow up that pole, and then they'll connect, and that lightning surges up and down in there.
My dad loves playing golf. If he's out on the course and it starts to lightning, what should he do?
The key thing is, with most golf courses, they have a lightning detection system, and we have many golf courses that call us and ask us where the lightning is, and then they have a siren they blow to clear the course. Ready?
Back on the ball, Arnold.
So whatever you're doing, always stay aware, glance up at the sky. Especially in the spring and summertime, it's staying aware. Then once you see the lightning or hear the thunder, it's time I'm headed in. Closest place I can find inside. Let's say you're outside, you shouldn't have been outside, but you're outside and there's no place to go. Okay, so what you do, you drop down to your knees, all right? Okay, put your hands behind your head and pull your head down to your knees. And just curl up in a tiny, tiny little ball like that, all right? Little tiny ball, tall, and you stay there. And if you're real lucky, lightning won't hit you. But what you're doing is making yourself as small a target as possible. If you stretch out, if you're out there on the ground, all spread out, lightning might come in your feet and come out your head. So that's the objective, is to make as small a target as possible, just like that.
Can it hurt me if I'm inside my house?
It all comes down to safety precautions, knowing what to do. Every year, someone is killed or injured in Oklahoma talking on the telephone that has the wire into the wall. Lightning comes in on the wire. So all that says, you know, just find a nice place in the middle of your house, you know, away from anything metal, away from the telephone. Cell phones are just fine, and you'll be just fine.
Here we go. Hang on tight. Okay, Russell, pop it back to me.
To sum up the lightning safety precautions, when inside, do not use cord telephones or electrical appliances. Do not take a bath or shower. When you're outdoors, go indoors immediately. Get inside your car and touch no metal in the car. If in or on the water, get out and go to safe shelter. If your hair stands on end, squat with your head between your knees. Next on Surviving the Storm, protecting yourself from hail and flash flooding.
Good night.
When it storms at night, I'm scared of the lightning and thunder. Can it hurt me when I'm
Hail
inside my
sounds
house?
scary. Can it hurt me if I'm inside my house?
With a thunderstorm, you're going to hear wind and rain and hail, and you'll hear thunder, and it sounds scary, but really, you don't need to be afraid of any of that.
Where does hail come from?
Hail comes from thunderstorms. It's just frozen water. Sometimes, you know, it's little tiny pea-sized hail, and people call up and say, it's just snowed 6 inches at my house. No, it's little pieces of very soft hail. And we get hail sometimes the size of baseball. A great deal of hail is about the size of a golf ball. So, you know, if you have a thunderstorm that has pea-sized hail, that's not much of a storm. Golf ball becomes significant.
What is flash flooding?
Flash flooding is another one of those events that comes from severe thunderstorms, and it's pretty simple why we have flash flooding. It just rains so much that it can't drain off. Basically, for about every foot of water will lift 1,500 pounds. So let's say you got a 3,000-pound car, you got 2 feet of water on the road. What's that mean? Your car begins to float in the water. And at over 2 feet, it's kind of up and you're down the creek. Flash flooding, let's review those safety precautions. When driving, never drive into water that is running across the road. Avoid low water crossings. Leave your car immediately if caught in flood waters. Stay away from creeks, streams, and drainage ditches. Stay away from soggy banks that can suddenly collapse. Never walk into water when you can't see the ground beneath it. Inside, you may have to move to higher ground. Coming up on Surviving the Storm, where to take shelter when a killer tornado strikes. Tornadoes are defined as a twisting wind in contact with the ground, but it's really much more complex than that. But tornadoes probably happen in several different ways, but I'll just cover one way that deals with big tornadoes.
It's a half a mile west, right in front of us, and it's level right now.
Warm, moist air comes up in the Gulf of Mexico. And let's say we have certain wind conditions. As you go up in the atmosphere, the wind direction turns a certain way. And as you go up, the wind speeds change in a certain way. So let's say we have this thunderstorm goes up, and sometimes that thunderstorm will go up rotating. The conditions are such that as that column of air goes up, becomes a thunderstorm, it's already rotating. And then we have something we call horizontal rotating tubes of vorticity. You ever seen any of those? That's just kind of a horizontal tube of air that's rotating, and that's also due to various types of wind shear. And occasionally, as that thunderstorm goes up and is rotating, those horizontal rotating tubes of vorticity may get pulled into that circulation, and that updraft may begin to rotate. And as they move into that, they're stretched, their diameter decreases, and the wind speed increases. And sometimes you'll have a tornado.
Oh, look at that!
How long do tornadoes normally stay on the ground?
Most tornadoes are on the ground 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. Probably a large number of them are just like that. Very seldom are they on the ground very long. Huge tornado in the Moore area. Damage is severe. Below ground, you folks can track this story. Of course, the F5 tornado in Oklahoma on May 3rd, 1999 was an exception. It stayed on the ground for over 1 hour, destroying over 8,000 structures. 40 people were killed in Oklahoma. Fortunately, that type of tornado is very rare. The key, regardless of the size of the tornado, is being prepared.
In the spirit of Oklahoma, this is News 9.
Here you go. Get the ball.
There's a tornado warning for parts of central Oklahoma. You take your immediate tornado precautions. This tornado is just near Chickasha, moving northeast about 30 to southwest Oklahoma County.
Kurt, there's a tornado warning.
Tornado warning? Come on, kids. Let's go on through the house. Let's go. Come on.
Tornado precautions, below ground shelter, safe room. Either one of those are best. If you don't have a below ground shelter or a safe room, central part of your house.
Let's sit up here. There.
What is the safest place to be during a tornado?
You know, you need to plan ahead. Everyone needs to plan ahead.
Tornado on the ground. Who's that? Go down a little bit. Right side. Tornado on the ground.
Amy, come on, sweetie. There's a tornado warning. We need to get in the shelter.
And if you don't have a cellar, and this is what I'm telling you on the air, if you don't have a cellar or a safe room, you go to the lowest level of your house, first floor. You go to the center part. So it's lowest level, center part, and it's the smallest room, preferably a bathroom, and you get in the bathtub. Get some pillows and blankets, and and I want you to get a bicycle helmet, put that on. If you have shatter-resistant goggles, you put those on. So you put as many things on you can, wrap up in the pillows, wrap up in the blankets, get in the bathtub, and wait for the storm to blow by.
How can a tornado helmet save your life?
Some of the same safety items you wear for rollerblading or skateboarding also apply to tornado safety. Because so many people are injured in tornadoes with head injuries. 2x4 stuck through their head, nails stuck in them. So, put on all those safety items you can. Go to the center of the house, lowest level, smallest room, preferably. Get in the bathtub and protect yourself from flying glass and debris. If you have a baby brother or sister, put them in a car seat. Place him or her in the bathtub. Run your arm through the back straps of the car seat and hold on tight. This will help you hold on to the baby in case the tornado should pass directly over you. Easy, Dan, don't fall.
If I'm playing in the park with my family, what should I do if the tornado sirens go off?
One of the things you do, and you are trapped, and whether you're in a car or you're in a building, it's always lowest level. That means the creek. If you got to get down in the mud and hold on to the roots of the trees, you get down in the ditch, you get down as far as you can. You always think lowest level, lowest level. If you're in a house, you think lowest level. Let's say you live in a 3-story house. You think first floor, lowest level. So you always keep in mind lowest level.
Ready? The land.
What if I'm at school and a tornado hits?
What do you hear when you write the word not?
If you're at school and there's a tornado warning, I'm sure your school has tornado drills.
And it's due. Boys and girls, that's the tornado alarm. Stand up behind your chair, quietly line up at the door.
So you'll know what to do in the real McCoy. You'll have a place to go, and you just do as the teachers have instructed you to do.
3, 4, 5.
And just follow those instructions, and I think you'll be okay.
Oh, man, it's right here.
Gary, I'm driving down the road in my car and I see a tornado. What should I do?
We got debris everywhere.
If you're in the car and the tornado's already coming, one thing we don't do is get under the underpass. For a while, everybody was told to get under the underpasses, and then we realized with big tornadoes, it pulls you out. So in most cases, if you're in a car and a tornado's coming, and you have time, you look at the tornado. And you don't do this while you're driving, but you look at the tornado and you either go at left or right, 90-degree angles to the tornado.
Sometimes I hear you talk about watches and warnings for tornadoes. What's the difference?
Tornado watch, like any watch, just means watch out. And then a warning means there's actually been a tornado spotted on the ground or there's strong indications of one on radar.
How big can tornadoes get?
As we've talked about, most tornadoes are small, and not very wide, don't do very much, but in some cases they may get up to 2 miles wide. Tornadoes are rated based on the damage they do. It's called the F scale, the Fujita scale, and from the damage we infer what the wind speed might be in those storms. And they range from F0 to F5. F0 up to 72 miles per hour, and the F5 up to around 300 miles per hour. The frequency of tornadoes in Oklahoma looks this way. F0 through F2, over 90% of them are very small and very weak. Then we have the F3s, which are significant, a little over 7%. Then you get into the very deadly tornadoes, the F4 and F5s, and they are less than 2% of all tornadoes.
Tops that.
Now let's review our tornado safety precaution. There's a tornado warning for parts of central Oklahoma.
You better go get
Take your
closer.
immediate tornado precautions. In wood and brick homes. If you have no cellar, basement, or safe room, take shelter in a small room in the center of the house on the lowest floor. Get in the bathtub. Cover yourself and your children with blankets, pillows, and a mattress, protecting your face and eyes. Other favorable types of protection are bicycle helmets, knee and elbow pads, and goggles. An infant car seat for the baby is also a very good idea. If there's a tornado warning for your area and you live in a mobile home, leave immediately and go to a pre-selected shelter. Follow your predetermined safety plan for your school or business. If below ground shelter is not available, basement and inside hallways are preferred. Stay away from windows. Always protect your head and face using your arms and hands. Outdoors, in the ditch, If possible, find below ground shelter. If you can, get inside a sturdy building and seek shelter in the lowest level, center part, smallest room. If shelter is not available, lie face down in a ditch or low-lying area. Never try to outrun a tornado in your vehicle. If no safe shelter is available, seek safety in a ditch or low-lying area. If you're in a vehicle and a tornado is approaching you, drive at a 90-degree angle or perpendicular to the tornado. The majority of the time, you'll be able to avoid the storm in that way.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J.
Remember, most of the time, the weather in Oklahoma is nice and calm. However, when it does turn for the worse, use your severe weather safety precautions and you'll be just fine. Stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised.